Welcome, everyone, to Living in Faith. This show is brought to you by World Energy Healers Summit. Please visit us on weqhsummit.com to get more details to join us on November 1st. Welcome, Pablo. Welcome, everyone. How are you?
I'm doing great, Gigi. I just seeing the topic that we have installed for you. See how it aligns with the holistic wellness summit. So I think
Absolutely.
I think it's absolutely great. It's a great topic. It's a great talk.
Yes.
Now,
Well, I just wanted to mention the healing aspect. I mean, we all go down this path of seeking, to be well, right? But I know from my own personal experience, and I'm sure you know as well, that healing cannot happen alone, right? We need help, but we need help from the most important person first, that I believe is God, right? Bring God into our life. So
that
let's
is
talk about that.
completely correct, Gigi. I have heard it a few times now that whenever you get sick or anything, the first thing to do is reach out to God, talk to God. He's the best doctor in the world, and he for anything, he's the one that can help you. He's the one and only that can help you now. The best way to do it is if you have a relationship with him. If you have a relationship with God, it's very easy to do. However, most of us, we do not have that relationship. So what happens, this path to divine healing is something that is a journey. It becomes a journey when we start going through that. uh, I believe the first step is acknowledging God's sovereignty over everything. I think when you do that, that's the first major step when we do that. Um, Now, as you know, Gigi, I'm right now going through my own journey, learning more about God, and part of doing that has got me to do a deep dive in the Bible, and then what I have found out is something that's extraordinary. I think it goes well with the path to divine healing, because it has to start really with the Word of God. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna summarize this the way that I see it at this moment, right? You had the Old Testament. The Old Testament was all based on the law of Moses, right, which God gave Moses, and then here comes the New Testament after Jesus Christ has risen. Now, what happens here, and this is something that's like, I'm like, wow, wow, God is so amazing. Look at what he did, because what God did is he took a Pharisee, right? He took Saul. He took Saul. He chose Saul, right? Saul is a nice Jewish young man, Jewish family. And the way that I see him is, I see him as playing in the street, just the way Jesus Christ was playing in the streets in Jerusalem. Well, Paul was doing the same thing at about the same time also. So they like lived around the same time. And I can see them playing around. So I'm saying one of them, Jesus, is known as the son of the carpenter. The other one is a nice Jewish guy, the son of a Pharisee, and now Saul, he's being taught by the greatest Pharisee there is, right? So he's learning the truth about Moses. And he is the one that wants to know the whole truth, and he's the one that's enforcing the law, and that's what he's doing. Now, after Jesus Christ's resurrection, what happens is they start persecuting all the people that believe in the resurrection. So God, in his intimate knowledge, what he does is he chooses Saul, somebody that's persecuting him, as the person that's going to say, because what's happening is Saul is looking for the Messiah. Everybody's looking for the Messiah, and then so in his road
Because
to
they believe they're going to get healed from him.
yeah. So on the road to Damascus, what does he do? He he gets blinded by a light, And then, he hears God saying, Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me, right? And then he says, who are you? And then Saul becomes to realize that he is the risen God. He is the Messiah. And then all of those things happen, and then I can tell you the whole story because I'm so into it. But we'll get into the healing. Let's talk about the healing that happened with Saul, right? So for 3 days he's blinded completely, and then uh, Jesus uh, sends one of his disciples, Ananias. He sends Ananias over to talk to Saul. But what's significant about this is that he's like, are you serious? You want me to go do this? Saul, he's persecuting all the people that believe in you. You want me to go over there? He's going to kill me. He's going to take me to prison. Why do you want me to do this? He says, please just go over there. When you go over there, I want you to put water in his eyes as a sign of baptism, and then he's going to see again. So one of the things is he goes over there. He sees this Pharisee that was after them, and then we begin to see the complete transformation, and then subsequently he changed his name to the Apostle Paul. Completely amazing. What a transformation. But then comes the healing part. He was blinded, and then the first thing that happens is he puts the water in there, just the way Jesus told Ananias, right? He can see, he can now see, but then two things, right? He can see, he heals him physically from being able to see physically, but then he also heals him from the spirit. And then he becomes the one that writes the 15 epistles from on the Bible and the New Testament. He's the one that bridges everything from the Old Testament to the New Testament, and says he knew the law, he knew the Jewish law and everything. He's the one that's saying, hey, if you compare the two of them, you go on one, and it's completely amazing. But right here, we're talking about the path to divine healing. The path to divine healing. The first thing that we need to do is get to know God. Once we establish a relationship with God, it's very easy to do. I am not a prophet. I'm not even a pastor yet or anything like that. But people have come to me asking me to pray for them, and I have. And next thing you know, they're over here thanking me because of the prayers that I have done. I'm just a junior person here.
But you know what? The truth of the matter is, we all have these gifts within us, right? We were all born with the same gifts. That I believe there's a strength within each of us that if we tap into that, it is a direct line to God.
And
So,
and, and that strength is your faith. The strength
it,
is your faith, Gigi. Your faith.
and you know
That's
what? It lives in your spirit. That faith and that strength lives in the spirit. So, from my own personal experience, um, again, when you're faced with a disease like cancer, where are you going to go to ask for help? Yes, the doctors can help you, but there's something higher than the doctors that we need to acknowledge first. And I say our creator for us is God. It can be whatever you want to call it, the universe, but we must acknowledge and receive help from God first so that he can send us the right doctors. He can send us to the right places, right? And that's where your faith is, because I have to say that when we're in a place of where we need healing, we must surrender. We must surrender to the truth of our essence. That's where the healing begins. It begins inside of us. It doesn't begin out, somewhere out there.
ooh, I love it. I love it. Inside of us, and the part why I'm glowing with
Right.
the word inside, because inside is God lives within us, and that's
Right.
the whole truth. Give you another example that I think everybody knows about. King Nebuchadnezzar, right? He's in the book of Daniels and all of that. He thought that he had achieved his greatness all by himself, and he was this and this and that. So what God did to him is he turned him into an animal, really, and let him live like an animal for 7 long years. Live like an animal out there in the forest until he recognized that the one, the true God was God. That's really it. And it is said that after the 7 years, and after the king, you know, recognized God as being sovereign, the ruler of the whole world, or the creator of the universe, that's when he restored him back to power. Completely amazing. So you have to realize that God, He's Almighty, and it is because of Him we're here, and for Him everything is possible. And
Absolutely.
I have to tell
Here's
you, some people they come to God when they need the help. And guess what? When he needs that help, he wants to show you that he's listening to you. And if I can do this for you, I can do the rest for you. And he wants to use you as a disciple to go out there and tell the whole world what he has done for you. So even the person you have been all the way down and out, that you might think you don't deserve it, reach out to God. Reach out to God, because He has a plan for your life. He's going to use you. Whatever wish you have, whatever need that you have, He's going to make it come through, because you have to open up the big mouth and go out there and tell the whole wide world what God did for you. And that's the
That's right.
beginning. That's finding your path to divine healing right there. That's your path to divine healing.
Absolutely.
So it all begins with having your trust in God, trusting in God. Like I said, so God, you don't even have to sometimes tell God, what you need. He knows what you need way before that, and
I
he
just,
can.
yeah,
Mhm.
I
Sometimes
love that.
with prayer, Gigi, you know what? A lot of us, we did not know how to pray. I'm still working on my prayers, and then but God knows me, and He knows it is said that He knows your prayers because your prayers are from your heart. But He wants you not just to be for the one time person, but He wants a conversion from you. He wants you to see what I can do when you trust me. Now stay with me, bud. Stay with me. You see what I can do for you. Come on. Let's go for the ride. Let's
But
go for the journey. Really.
you know, we have to, and like you just said, the magic word, right? We have to trust, because we know, and we say this phrase all the time: with God, all things are possible.
Hmm.
What does that mean? Why don't we trust that sentence? Is because we're thinking of what's going on out there, that we're allowing what's going on out there become more powerful than what the creator can do. So, I within my heart, I know the truth is that everything that comes into our life, to first of all, it's all a lesson that we have to learn, right, to get closer to God. I think every experience that we have, good or bad, is leading us back home. Where is home? The truth, it's not in the house. Home is back where we came from. And so every experience is leading us closer to God, even, you know, the healing, the adversity, and the illnesses and everything else. So I love the fact that, we're doing this, especially now, because, this is beginning of October, which is breast cancer awareness month. And I just, the message of hope and trust, and knowing that there's divine healing, it can happen to anyone at any time, and to have faith that there's something bigger than us in charge when we connect to it, right?
Gigi, I do not quote things from the Bible, but I think I'm going to give it a shot right now. You know that saying, "The truth should set you free," right? How how many times have you heard that? But the thing is, the truth is really in the Bible, and that phrase is straight coming out from the Bible. It is John 7:24 to 27. And the reason why I remember is because it's 7 days in the week, is 24 hours a day, 27. So John 7:24 to 27 says, "And the truth should set you free." It's really the idea that you need to start getting into the scripture, start reading it, and once you start reading the scriptures, you realize that wow, This is true, and this is my pathway to divine healing. And really, you hit it right on the head now, Gigi. It is a divine healing right there. And there's so many more examples. It's really about your faith. The woman with the blood issue, same thing, right, Gigi? Right? She had the faith. She had never known God, Jesus, from anything. She didn't know Jesus for anything. And then she says, if I could only touch his clothes, that's it. I know I will be healed. And her faith that
Right.
healed her. There's so many examples in the Bible, and God did all of that on purpose, just to show you that doesn't matter where you get your faith, just come to me. You're broken down, if you're so broken and everything, come to God. He's inviting you to come to Him. He wants to use you as an example of what He can do. Right? So it's
Absolutely.
really amazing.
Thank you. And let's turn over to Spanish to tell our friends what we
No,
just talked about in Spanish.
sí, muy buenas noches. Este programa está por parte de el Holistic Wellness Summit, que es en noviembre 1 al 25. Entonces, por esta razón estamos haciendo el programa basado en dice The Path to Divine Healing, el pasaje, ¿cómo se dice? A una I guess stuck. Divine Healing. Cómo recuperarnos divinamente. Eso sería. Entonces, aquí, para empezar todo eso, lo que yo dije es que tenemos que tener una relación con Dios. Cuando tenemos una relación con Dios, el mejor doctor que usted puede acercarse es a Dios. Es el que cura cáncer, es el que hace todo. Usted nada más tiene que acercarse a él con fe. Yo digo, tiene que tener una relación, pero también yo estoy diciendo aquí algo que va a contradecir eso, que Dios está buscando una persona que no tenga ninguna relación con él también, porque él le quiere usar a usted como un ejemplo de lo que él puede hacer. Solamente si usted se acerca a él con su fe y declara declara su fe en Jesucristo. Ese es lo más lindo. Uno de los ejemplos que yo di acá fue, bueno, hay varios en toda la Biblia, hay varios ejemplos, pero uno que usé, ese fue del rey Nabucodonosor. Ese es del libro de Daniel, en la cual el rey pensó que él estaba haciendo todo por su propia habilidad, su propio poder, que él era así, él era prácticamente un dios. Si se acuerdan, él fue el que hizo una estatua grandota de él, y también él, para cogerle a Daniel, los amiguitos que estaban más celosos que él, le hicieron al rey que firme una declaración que no podían rezar a nadie más sino al rey. Entonces, al hacer eso, lo que sucedió es, los amiguitos sabían que Daniel iba a seguir rezando 3 veces al día, como siempre lo ha hecho, y le pescaron, que estaba así, le metieron en el foso de los leones, y como él se permaneció en fe con Dios, Dios le salvó de todo eso. Fue una cosa maravillosa. Después de eso, lo que sucede, este reino está pensando que hice todo por mi propia parte, y a Dios le gusta que nosotros seamos bien humildes con él, y le reconozcamos que es por la mano de Dios, por la gracia de Dios, cualquier cosita que nosotros tengamos, cualquier cosa, todo es por la gracia de Dios. Ahora, lo que sucede aquí es, como el rey está así todo sobrepasado, lo que Dios le hace dice que por ser así, le manda a vivir como un animal por 7 largos años. 7 años está viviendo como un animal. Y después del 7º año, cuando el rey reconoce a Dios como el alfa y el omega, el todopoderoso, ahí es cuando Dios le restaura ahí. Entonces, un ejemplo de la fe y cómo le sanó, pues una cura divina es primero, una cura divina es primero reconociendo a Dios. Entonces, cuando él reconoce a Dios, Dios le restaura su salud y le regresa otra vez a su trono. Es uno. Otro que vemos ahí es la mujer esa que tenía el problema de la sangre. Ahí gastó todo su dinero, todo lo que dio en médicos, nadie le podía salvar. Pero ahí un poquito de fe nada más. Ella escuchó que Jesucristo iba a pasar por acá y se acerca por ahí. Ahora, y se acerca y dice, si solamente podría topar la punta de su manto, yo voy a estar curada. Y fue exactamente lo que pasó. Cuando Jesucristo estaba pasando por ahí, le topó el borde de su manto y ¡pum! Jesucristo paró, que pensó que le habían sacado ahí la energía de él, la energía sanadora de él, la energía sanadora de él. Eso es lo que estamos hablando aquí. Le sacó todo eso y ahí la mujer con valentía se enfrentó que sí, yo te topé, yo fui el que hice eso, y dice que vete que tu fe te ha sanado, tu fe te ha sanado. Qué cosa más bella. Aquí estamos hablando de el camino divino, cómo usted se puede sanar. Primero, para empezar, es con su fe en Dios es la mejor manera, es como empieza todo. Aquí, yo por mi parte, también estoy aquí, estoy estudiando más la Biblia, una manera formal. Entonces, lo que yo he encontrado es lo siguiente, que el apóstol Pablo, antes de ser el apóstol Pablo, se llamaba Saulo. Ahora, Saulo era contemporáneo con Jesucristo. Jesucristo vivió aquí en la tierra por 33 años. O sea, ahí usted le ve a Jesucristo corriendo en las calles de Jerusalén como niño, corriendo en las calles de Jerusalén. Él es conocido como el hijo del carpintero. Ahora, Saulo corriendo en las calles ahí mismo, él es conocido como el hijo del fariseo. El hijo del fariseo. Entonces, como tal, el hijo del fariseo, el papá ya era el gran fariseo, entonces el hijo también está en un camino para ser el gran fariseo también. Entonces, el ser fariseo quería decir que ellos sabían la ley de Moisés y la seguían a su perfección. El ser un fariseo también quería decir que si tenía ahí los sacerdotes le daban una orden de enforzar la ley de Moisés, eso es lo que hacían. Entonces, Saulo estaba haciendo eso. Ahora, lo más lindo es que Dios le escogió a Saulo para hacer un puente del Viejo Testamento al Nuevo Testamento, porque como Saulo es la persona que se sabe todo eso, y otra vez, Saulo corriendo como chiquito, todo les conocen entre los fariseos como un niño fariseo, o sea, y toda su vida ha sido un fariseo, y ahora este niño, Dios le escoge a él. ¿Por qué? Ser fariseo, lo que estaba haciendo desde los tiempos de Moisés, esperando la llegada del Mesías. Esperando la llegada del Mesías quería decir que, bueno, pero aquí lo que sucede es como Jesucristo resucita, entonces ahí todo el mundo que vio todo eso, que sintió todo eso, está ahí hablando de Dios resucitó. Nosotros creemos lo que nosotros vimos. Entonces aquí la ley judía está tratando de aplastar todo eso porque no quiere el crecimiento de los cristianos. Entonces Dios le escoge a Saulo para hacer este trabajo. ¿Por qué? Porque Él es la mejor persona para hacerlo. Al hacerlo, en camino a Damasco, le llena una luz bien brillante y le deja ciego. Le deja ciego por 3 días. Después le envía Dios a Ananías ahí con el poder para que primero cuando le manda a Ananías dice, ¿cómo quieres que haga eso? Si él estaba siguiendo a nosotros, a los cristianos, para matarnos y meternos en la cárcel. Tengo miedo. Dice, no, vete allá porque yo tengo un propósito. El propósito que tenía Dios era que él iba a ser el puente de esto. Entonces lo que hace es, se va allá, le pone agua, como le bautiza los ojitos, y en 3 días él puede ver. Ahora, él le sana la vista físicamente, pero también le sana espiritualmente. Una cosa maravillosa. Y de ahí, con esa fe, es que él ya ve que cuando está ahí dice, Saulo, Saulo, ¿por qué me persigues? Y dice, yo soy yo, Jesucristo resucitado. Entonces ahí Saulo se da cuenta que Jesucristo es el Mesías. Y ese es el mensaje que él está ahora compartiendo con todos. Y por esa razón, él escribe las 15 epístolas que siguen en el Nuevo Testamento. Una cosa maravillosa. Pero todo esto de aquí es de la fe. Es de la fe. ¿Ok? El primer paso en el camino a curarse divinamente es su fe. I finally got
Beautiful.
it. Okay. The
Thank
paso,
you so
cómo curarse divinamente es con su fe. That's
Absolutely. The path to healing is faith. Absolutely. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Pablo, your words are always dear to my heart because I know you're speaking the truth, and we have to believe what we say in order to have the healing to occur. So,
yes.
thank you, everyone, for joining us. Until next time, I'm your host, Giovanna Torrone.
Thank you, Gigi. Co-host
Thank
Pablo
you.
Sanchez. Bye-bye.
Bye bye, everyone.
Ciao.